Welcome to the SKU creation process. This training module is designed for the marketing managers and the regional marketing directors to be used for learning how to create SKUs for sales tool for all the non-PV items, including sales tools, swag items, which are apparel. The first thing that the user needs to do is, within the browser, simply type mvnet. And as you're logged on to the corporate network, you will be able to get to MontaVNet, to their homepage. Then from here, you simply need to scroll down to the link under MontaV Systems that says SKU Lifecycle Management. Click on the link, and then you'll notice that there are 3 links over in the left side, upper left corner. The SLM Forms, the SLM Creation, the SLM Search. For purposes of...
Say that again.
You'll notice up on the left-hand corner of the screen you have SLM Forms, SLM Creation, and SLM Search. For purposes of this training, you only need to concern yourself with SLM Creation and SLM Search. The first thing we're going to do is actually go and create a new SKU. You simply go up, click on SKU Creation, launch it, and then you get the error. This is the screen that spawns from the SLM Creation link. The first thing you need to do is enter the name of the sales tool, and for purposes of this exercise, we're going to create a new tool for Taiwan. For all the markets, we typically begin the SKU with a 2-letter country identifier. In the case of Taiwan, it would be TW. And we're creating a new sales tool we'll just call Sample Sales Tool. Now, in some countries, such as Malaysia and also Taiwan, there are multiple languages that are used. For instance, Mandarin Chinese and also English. So we want to make sure that we are going to include the language. Also, for the sales tool, we want to know the pack size. Is it going to come in a single, or is it going to come in a 5-pack, which is what typically happens with most international sales tools, or is it going to be in a 10-pack, which typically happens here in the United States or the North American region. So for this sample sales tool, we'll just simply make it a 5-pack, and then we want to make sure that it's going to be in Mandarin Chinese. So again, we use a 2-letter identifier for the different languages. This then will be the first thing that we do is we enter the before we enter a SKU, I need to tell you about a couple of things, a couple of guidelines or practices that we follow in setting up all SKUs. The first is that we use a 2-letter identifier for each country. In the case of this example, we're going to be creating a sales tool for Taiwan. So I would enter TW, which is a 2-country identifier. The next part of the name is the actual name of the tool itself, and that would be recognition event. The next part of the SKU name is the actual name itself of the item, and in this case, it would be the Taiwan recognition event, which is due to occur July 31st of 2011. Okay, the next part of the name is name of the SKU is the actual name itself, which would be in this case the Taiwan recognition event. And in this case, the market wanted to specify the date, which is July 31st, 2011. At the end, we typically put a pack size and to indicate whether it is a single or a 5-pack. So in this case, it's a single ticket, we'll specify that. And then if the ticket were to actually be in a certain language, in the case of Taiwan, in Mandarin Chinese or in English, then we would specify that. In this case, we're just going to specify Mandarin Chinese. The next part, the next field says web name, which is where you would put the actual translation of the sales tool. And in this case, this is the actual Chinese name for this item. And then you would put the same under detailed description. You'd place the translation there as well. And then any special instructions or comments that you want to include, you would place right here under SKU comments. For instance, if you wanted to limit the period of time in which the ticket is available, let's say from June 30th to July 31st, then you would specify there and have those instructions so that the people who actually initiate this to go live would be able to see that comment or those comments and then make the changes accordingly. The next part of the SKU setup or initiation is actually specifying the SKU type that you are creating. And in this case, this is a non-PV item. Distributors do not get any PV points towards their purchase. Therefore, we're specifying non-PV. All sales tools, all swag items, those are all considered non-PV items. Under SKU category, this is a sales tool, so we would specify here what that is. And then finally, if this ticket is not going to be shipped or purchased through the VO or the virtual office, then we would simply specify virtual as the ticket type. And then if we know the cost of goods sold, usually for tickets, there really isn't a cost, especially if they just pick them up at the event itself or if there's a voucher. But estimated sales price, if you have an idea of what that price would be, then you're able to enter it there. In the case of this specific ticket, we've been told that it's 4 New Taiwan dollars, and so we would enter that price there. Then we would actually go and save or click here on the box to submit. Then the system will render another screen. And then you need to go into, once the user has clicked the submit check on the previous screen, then this screen now renders, and it's got SKU definition, which is the screen that you're still working, or the tab you're still working on. It has attachment. It also has the audit notes. You simply need to concern yourself with the SKU definition still at this point, and you would scroll down to the add modified country, and it is here that you would select Taiwan, and then you simply add it over to the selected side, and then you click the submit checkbox, and then here are the different attributes then that this ticket will have. We are not going to make it available in the VO, so we won't specify that. We simply have been instructed to make it available for distributors to purchase this ticket in the walk-in center. Therefore, we simply select that, and then we add submit. Now, if it were to be on the VO, then for purchase, then we would also select the VO. Or if we were to make a mistake and add that, and we don't need to have that attribute, then we're able to simply remove it. Also, too, if it's a virtual ticket and there is a ship cost exempt, which this is the case because people are going to purchase this in the walk-in center, then we would also include that. Most of these other attributes you do not need to concern yourself with. Auto ship, of course, that could apply if the market wants each sales tool to be available that way, or the initial order for the first purchase that a distributor will make. They could also then purchase let me stop that. Okay, once this screen has spawned for the additional attributes for the ticket, the end user only needs to concern himself with either auto ship or initial order or the online VO, or ship cost exempt, or worldview CBO. I'll talk about each one of those. The auto ship, of course, that would be added to, or that the tool would be placed in that category within the VO, that then distributors are able to buy that on the auto ship basis, just like they do with PV items. That's specified by the market depending on what their needs are with the respective tool. Also, with initial order, this would allow for that tool to be included or accessible in the VO for when the distributors make their initial purchase. The mall, you need not concern yourself. There's only one mall that Monavi currently owns, and that's the Japan mall. So the Japan market is the only one that needs to worry about that at this point. The online VO, if you're going to make this tool available within the VO, then of course you need to select this attribute. If by chance you make a mistake and add several of these items, then it's very simple just to remove them. It's just a matter of highlighting or selecting and then clicking the left arrow and then removing those items. In this case, this ticket has been specified for sale in the walk-in center. So therefore, we would choose the Worldview CBO option. And also, too, it's going to be ship cost exempt because the different distributors are going to be able to come in and actually walk into the center and make the purchase. And once you're finished with all those attributes that you need, then you simply click on the Submit button. Once you've submitted, click the Submit check box check on the previous screen, then now it returns you back to this original screen. And you're able to see all the items that you have now added. So up here you have specified the name, the pack size, and then also the language. And then here is the actual translation in the language that you've entered. And then also, too, here are the attributes as they appear. So this ticket is ship cost exempt, and it's only going to be made available in Worldview, and the country is Taiwan that the ticket is going to be available in. Now, with all of the attributes completed and the item properly defined, you simply now click on SKU Definition Complete. It takes you to this final screen. So when you click SKU Complete, then this final screen renders, and then you just are able to double check again. Okay, is the name correct? Is the translation correct? I've specified the different SKU attributes. I've got the estimated sales price in here, and now I can submit this into I can submit the SKU to then move through the SKU lifecycle management process to the next step.